right, so good morning and welcome to Breaking Dawn this morning. My name is Stephen Reese, of course, and we are here until the hour of 8 o'clock, okay? And as we proceed this morning, we've got a few things to talk about. We've got Seth Weil aboard joining us inside the second hour. And yeah, some pretty hypertension medication. That is what he's going to talk about. And Seth just finished his book. He wrote a book and he just finished it. I think it went to the publisher yesterday, so we might hear about the book and all right? But in the meantime, we got a few things to deal with this morning. We had huge flooding in Port of Spain yesterday. We have some footage of that. I went to the two parks, Jackson Square and the one by Rosalino Street, to show you what I was talking about yesterday with the lack of maintenance, but the value of CPEP as well. And I'm not saying that the government is, I think that they are correct in dealing with whatever corruption within those programs. But all I'm saying is while you're dealing with that and you're putting people on the shelf, there is supposed to be some sort of, either from the corporation or some sort of skeleton team in place to deal with the maintenance of these parks. All right? Because the length of time before we get to our budget is too long. We also have Maduro and Kamala Stein again, all right, as it would be in the paper this morning. So we're going to get to that. Maduro slams Kamala for U.S. support. Treat Venezuela with respect. Really? Respect? That is the word that you use it? Respect? After your defense minister, is the defense minister or the justice, one of them referred to our prime minister as a drunk? I wonder where they got that talk from. And then he had a press conference yesterday talking about the lady. Since this lady come in power, this lady. You referring to the prime minister as this lady and a drunk. And now you're talking about respect? Look now, man. Even as he questioned who she was being influenced by and criticized her for supporting U.S. military aggression against his nation, Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro on Monday called for Prime Minister Kamala Pesal-Dicesa to renew bilateral relations with his country, but added that this must be done with respect. Let's just stick a pin in that right there. The Prime Minister on several occasions has said that she is supporting the U.S. in the fight against the cartels and drugs. That is what she said. Okay? The Foreign Affairs Minister has been having talks with Venezuelan representatives, as far as I know, throughout the entire course of this whole tension here between the U.S. and Venezuela and Trinidad in between, because we are just 7 miles from Venezuela and we are a transshipment point for drugs. We have guns and ammunition coming into the country. We have people coming in from Venezuela and other parts of South America illegally. Because guess why? We have no border security, at least no proper ones. Because we had 12 or 13 damming vessels that was purchased under the partnership government that sat there at Staubles Bay for the last 10 years doing absolutely nothing while the borders were left open. We had a mass influx of Venezuelans into this country in 2018. Many of them came in unchecked and remain undocumented. So God alone knows who come into the country. And if you go back, as many of you would like to deny or pretend like it is a fairy tale or it is some sort of fantasy, if you line up, and I've always said this, timeline is everything. You see me? Timeline reporting, key. If you go back to 2018 with the influx of Venezuelans, and then you line that up with the increase in crime in Trinidad and Tobago, you will find something very interesting happens. A lot of coincidences, right? So ever since that, our crime rate has spiraled up and up and up and up and up and up till we crossed 600 and something the other day. From that time to now, gangs have acquired high-powered rifles like we've never seen before. Where they get it from? Where they getting it from? As cheap as they getting it, because they getting it. Some of them buying them the AR-15 something like it's nothing, you know. Prior to 2018, Gangs wasn't walking around with AK-47s and AR-15s. So where did it come from? So let me don't pretend to be stupid here. Okay? And by the way, for years, our fishermen, if they only stray in Venezuelan water, that is almost the end of them. All let us pretend those things didn't happen. Now, I have nothing against Venezuela or the Venezuelan people, but we must admit, that guy, something is wrong with him. Now, we can't be smart and play foolishness at the same time. We know that while it's being phrased as, or coined as, or the narrative is, that this is a war against drug cartels, that's what's coming from the US. That is what our Prime Minister is also backing in terms of that narrative. But we know it's along the lines of regime change that I guess the US would like to see in Venezuela, right? Now, forgive me, but I don't see that as a bad thing. And I don't see it as a bad thing because if there is regime change in Venezuela, whether forced or otherwise, because remember, we have 2 elections, if I'm not mistaken, that was held in Venezuela that were questionable, all right? We can't deny that. But if there is regime change, does that not mean that all these Venezuelans go back home? What does that do? Does that not free up the employment market? Because whether we want to believe it or not, or you want to agree or not, it has had an impact on our economy. So, you know, I'm trying to figure out, like, I listen to some of the Trinidadian people talking about, oh, they're in fear and this, that. Fear for what? For what? You think Maduro wants to start a war? You think Trump wants to start a war? I don't think he wants to start a war. But I think if Venezuela moves on Guyana and that Essequibo range or whatever, if they keep threatening Guyana, and all the talk about CARICOM, as I see in the picture here with CARICOM people in the background and all kind of thing, let me tell you something, CARICOM can't do nothing. If Venezuela was to move on Guyana, CARICOM would have to depend on who? Who they would have to depend on, fellas in the back? Who? The US, and? That's right. That's what stops big countries from eating little countries. The US. Trinidad and Tobago has a population of 1.3, 1.4 million people, how much ever it is now, I don't know. Right? Venezuela is what, 33 million? With a far more superior military. If one day, let's just say, in the past, the present, or maybe the future, that Venezuela, somebody in Venezuela was to wake up one day and say, you know what, Trinidad should be a state of Venezuela, you know. Let me go in there and invade. Who stops them? So all this nonsense talk that people talking, that is why it is how it is. Who stops them? Let me be real here. Who stops them? What stops bigger countries like Venezuela from invading little islands like Trinidad and Tobago and saying, this is ours? What stops them? U.S. destroys another boat in international waters. Trump to cartels. We are hunting you. Bronx says PM drawing TNT and CARICOM deeper into confrontation. I don't understand how. But anyway, autopsy delaying investigation into SRP's death. Now, this autopsy, the investigation into the fatal shooting of a special reserve police officer at the Ministry of Rural Development and Local Government headquarters in Maraval remain open as police await the outcome of an autopsy. All right, this is where the officer was shot. And, well, initially, last week, I said, but wait. When I read the article, I said, but didn't Khadija Amin say something along the lines of a suicide? And then later on, it was discovered that, you know, apparently there were 3 officers in all, and the third one did talk. And what happened is the 2 of them was, the other 2 was, look, I don't know. I don't know what type of people that pass these tests to handle a firearm in some instances. But guys, nothing to play with, right? So a man lost his life because, of irresponsible actions, right? And this autopsy here now is being delayed. Look, it's a straightforward thing, but nevertheless. Flooding in San Fernando, Pinal, and Port of Spain, we'll get to that. Action urged amid job losses, psychiatrist songs the alarm. Boy, I agree. As World Suicide Prevention Day was observed on September the 10th, Trinidad and Tobago finds itself facing a stark reality. So we're talking about loss of jobs and, possible suicide, psychiatrists sounding the alarm. Was any alarm sounded when pedestrian workers were sent home? When a man walked in our bank, remember one of the ex-pedestrian workers, if I'm not mistaken, walked into a bank, he later committed suicide. Because he had shut down pedestrian, and I think he had his mortgage and whatever to pay, and he was on the brink of losing everything, and he committed suicide. So these things are very real, but I cannot remember the alarm being sounded then. Now that doesn't say that it shouldn't be sounded now, but I just say, I don't know where is that. Ministry and NIDCO say ongoing highway works may have caused floods. I see a picture here with Jolene John under an umbrella. And obviously she's making the wrongs. Look, that's it for the news at this point. I had time to play around with that. Right? We done our thing on the agenda. Fellas, let me get to the information here. It'll be 13 minutes past the hour, 6 o'clock. And as we get things started this morning, I would like to remind you about Eden Heights. So Eden Heights Clinic, of course, is one of the most advanced state-of-the-art alternative clinics in the Caribbean, offering a dynamic combination of life-changing treatments. Those treatments include prolozone therapy, halotherapy, limb bagging, colon hydrotherapy, and more. And they also offer consultation services in sport injuries, heart disease, high blood pressure, knee, shoulder, back pain, and more. And you can check them out at any one of their 3 locations in Trinity, Chaguanas, or Tobago. You can also give them a call on 640-8985 or 613-7571. You can also WhatsApp them on 493-9196 or email them at edenheightsdistributors@gmail.com. Also, remember that Open Minds, all right, is the online school option, of course. And if you need to boost those grades for before exams, Open Minds Education is now enrolling. So they got the live daytime classes that run online for preschool, primary, and secondary school. They cover academics, mindfulness, and skills in a very fun and interactive way. And they also have the new evening classes with sciences having just been added. And starting next Monday, their brand new CSEC January Power Prep begins. And that will take place September 22nd to December the 12th on evenings from 5 to 9 p.m. So classes are 100% online, experienced teachers, and one-on-one support whenever you need. So secure your space today. WhatsApp Open Minds on 388-6635 or register free at openminds.education. Open Minds Education, learning that fits your lifestyle. And finally, while we're talking about all of that, we're going to talk about safety as well. So you can get non-stop protection with Armor Security with 24/7 monitoring, instant alerts, motion sensors, and rapid response. You and your loved ones stay protected day and night. Armor Security powered by Flow in partnership with All Pro Security, protection that moves to your beat. Visit discoverflow.co for details. All right. Yesterday, I don't know how many of you experienced it, but fellas, we had that flooding that took place all over Port of Spain. There was a massive traffic pileup, and I'm going to tie this in to some other things as well. because I went to the two parks yesterday as well, right? So if you open the paper this morning, most likely if you go to any one of the paper this morning, you're going to see it. So parts of Port of Spain, San Fernando, and Pinal are underwater as bad weather battered the nation on September the 15th. The Met Office issued an adverse weather yellow alert from 11:15 to 5 p.m. on September the 15th as a result of the heavy rains. The office said there was a high 80% chance of heavy showers and thunderstorm activity associated with rainy season conditions, but the bad weather has caused unstable conditions mainly over the island of Trinidad, and the most impactful weather is expected over but not confined to western parts of Trinidad. Gusty winds are possible in the vicinity of heavy downpours, and it said possible impacts of the bad weather include street and or flash flooding, localized ponding in low-lying areas, landslips and landslides, agitated sea conditions, movement of unsecured items, and loose vegetation. So there's just some of the footage of flooding that took place, majority in the capital city yesterday. All right, so here's my thing. Keep that footage running. As a matter of fact, while you have that running, right? Poor fella had pushing the car in the water there yesterday, you know. You understand? And Port of Spain has become a lagoon. I know a long time they used to call other parts of Trinidad a lagoon, but Port of Spain over time, this is not the first time that we've seen flooding in Port of Spain, but it has become somewhat of a lagoon. I remember back in the day, it was Louise Singh and Jack Warner that was doing our walk through Port of Spain in order to come up with this drainage plan that somehow, for whatever reason, never materialized, I think. But definitely, and not just Port of Spain, but we need engineers that could deal with this thing. It's getting ridiculous now. But outside of that, just put up Paul, we'll come back to this footage. The park, the park footage that I took yesterday. Was that? All right. So I went to the two parks yesterday. One by Rosalino Street and Jackson Square. All right? Now I'll get the videos up in a little bit, right? But my point is this. I've been talking about since yesterday, and I've been looking and how things shaping up, right? Maintenance is key in everything. And when you have a lack of proper maintenance, especially in the rainy season like this, you are going to have ripple effects. I'm saying to the Minister of Rural Development and Local Government, right? I believe a few weeks into the term of this administration, they had this whole thing saying that, work had begun on the cleaning of the drains and the waterways and all of these things, right? And then we had the whole CPEP issue with the corruption there and the contractors, those contracts being reversed, and rightfully so, because I don't feel comfortable as a taxpayer that $1.4 billion of my money committed to some contractors on the doorstep just before a general election. That to me just smells bad, right? We have the issue with URP as well that taking place. But I said yesterday, while those things are taking place, you still have to operate by whatever means necessary. We can't just leave everything at a standstill because we had to wait till October for our budget, right? And I have not seen those parks in that condition for a very, very, very long time. Maybe since COVID, when the place was on total shutdown. Right? So, you're in a season here where you're going to have heavy rainfall. You can expect flooding. You know this, right? Or you ought to know this. Some sort of work supposed to be going on to maintain the place, right? So that we don't end up in situations of the worst. And that is what I'm a little concerned about, is that it just feels like everything at a standstill. right? And maybe after the budget, everybody will reverse their way of thinking or forget. But nevertheless, when you are elected into office, you have a job to do. And everybody who has their little position now, whether it is Minister of Local Government and Rural Development or Minister of Defense or Homeland Security or whatever, you have to work. Work don't start after a budget. Work does start when you get into office. You have a little honeymoon period, swearing in, ministers go in, they get themselves familiar with the staff and whoever they are where they work in, and they get on to work. Right? The same way we can do the work with the schools and get them ready for the new school term. Although I see Southeast Port of Spain, I saw a post where Southeast Port of Spain is on rotation now because they have 700 students there and only 400 chairs. And it's a problem that now occurs. Apparently they've had this problem for a while. They've been complaining about it for a while. Nothing was ever done. So now this administration had to deal with it. They had to find 300. Well, 300 chairs shouldn't be anything to find. This is a simple solution. Just get 300 chairs and put it in the school. All right? So we have the park. All right, so I'll tell you what, we'll take a break. Or let's take the break. When we come back, we'll deal with that. Stay tuned.
Calling all choir. This is TNT's first gospel choir event of its kind. It's finally here. This is Divine Harmony. Choirs from all over the country will vie for over $250,000 in prizes. Semi-final round, the East-West Corridor, Saturday, September 20th, Central and South Trinidad, Saturday, September 27th, and Tobago, Saturday, October 4th. To register, call 719-9599. TNT, get ready. This is Divine Harmony.
Everybody sing it. Come on.
Protection that moves to your beat. Protect your home with Armor Security. With 24/7 monitoring, instant alerts, motion sensors, and rapid response, you and your loved ones stay protected day and night. Sign up for the Protector or Commander package today and get a free security camera and installation. Armor Security, powered by Flow, in partnership with All Pro Security. We keep your rhythm flowing. Visit us in-store or online at discoverflow.co for more details.
Welcome to South Point Hotel Barbados, your gateway to a luxury oasis of tranquility, comfort, and impeccable service. Nestled along the popular south coast of Barbados, South Point Hotel is a true haven for those seeking relaxation, rejuvenation, and unforgettable experiences. From the moment you arrive, you'll be enveloped by an ambiance of serenity that effortlessly blends with the stunning flora and fauna surrounding you. The accommodations are spacious, elegant, and thoughtfully designed to ensure maximum comfort. Each room offers a perfect retreat where you can unwind, rejuvenate, and be pampered with the exceptional service of attentive staff. Indulge in the extraordinary at Driftwood, the in-house restaurant where culinary excellence meets coastal charm. Driftwood's menu is a celebration of fresh, local ingredients, expertly crafted to create a dining experience that will take your palate on a delightful gastronomic journey the Bajan way. Whether you're here to relax by the pool, enjoy a delicious meal, or explore the enchanting beaches nearby, every moment at South Point Hotel is crafted to exceed your expectations. Book your stay today and immerse yourself in the luxury oasis that South Point Hotel offers. Discover a destination where every detail is thoughtfully curated for your enjoyment. South Point Hotel Barbados, creating memories that last a lifetime. For reservations, email them at reservations@southpointhotelbarbados.com or call 1246-424-7744 or check out the website www.southpointbarbados.com.
Every day at the castle, long before we open our doors, our work begins. Our famous seasonings are mixed in advance. We select our fresh chicken parts and prep our delicious sides. Then we fire up the fryers and rotisserie oven. Everything is made with tasty local herbs, spices, and the same long-loved recipe since 1968. So, when you come in, remember that we uphold our culture and our taste just for you. We are your Royal Castle.
Welcome to Car City Trading, your #1 supply of brand new Korean auto parts. Come on down to lot number 78, Bamboo Settlement number 2, Valsain, between the hours of 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. Monday to Friday, and 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Saturday to get your Hyundai and Kia vehicular needs. Car City Trading has everything your vehicle needs, from a brand new head and blocks to engine parts, transmissions, suspension parts, body parts, electrical parts, braking system, AC system, even the smallest sensor, and much more. WhatsApp us today at 704-2246 or call us at 645-2603 and let us be your car parts solution. Be sure to find us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, and look out for our monthly deals and promotions. Car City Trading, quality products at unbeatable prices.
At Adams Optical, we care for your vision with everything from stylish frames, contact lenses, and sunglasses, starting at just $595, to advanced eye care services. We also diagnose and manage conditions like glaucoma and cataracts with our in-house ophthalmologist. Additional services include OCT, VFT, and cataract surgeries. Visit us at San Fernando, Chaguanas, or Rio Claro.
Huh? All right, so we're back. So as we return, I wasn't sure if I had the audio on or whatever, but there's a little park by Rosalino Street. As you can see, it has not been maintained, it has not been cut, nothing has been going on. Now, CPEP would usually handle this, right? This is a park, and as I mentioned it here, we don't have time to play the audio and all kind of thing, right? Because I want to get to the phone lines. But this is a park, I have never seen this park look like this since COVID-19. Outside of the park, and I want you to take a look at some of the parks in the area, because our park is a nice little place that you can go and relax, right? A lot of these parks need some improvements. And I did mention, like these benches and thing in the park, all those benches need to be changed. We need new thing, we need better thing, right? But you could see the condition of the park in terms of the height of the grass that's growing and things like that, right? I have never seen this park. I used to carry my dogs there. My dog and them has gone run in the grass and all kind of thing. I can't carry my dog to run in the grass because right around it's very close to where I live. So I just walk the dogs around the corner. They just walk, they just stick all over the park. You know what I mean? Run all over the park and wherever, run through the grass, roll up in the grass, all kind of thing. I can't carry my dogs in that park now. You understand what I'm saying? So this is just a perfect example of that CPEP. Programs like CPEP have value, but it has to be without corruption. We had to fix that system. I have no problem with the government fixing that system, but in the meantime, I'm saying somebody had to handle the maintenance. Pull up Jackson Square. The next one, right. This is Jackson Square. I just go and run around Jackson Square through St. Clair and thing every so often. Well, more often than not, right? And I'm telling you, Jackson Square need a grass cutting. Jackson Square does not look, now you can't see really the height of the grass because I was running late. I didn't have time. And it had one set of traffic in the back of St. Clair there with all the rain and the flooding that took place. So, you know, drivers were trying to get out of Port. Why did you see the Queen's Park Savannah yesterday? It was in a mess. It was traffic like Independence Night. You understand? But this park has also not been properly maintained. It need a little grass cutting. So attaining this with the lack of proper garbage collection are taking place right now, because I've been driving around the place, not necessarily looking on a mission to find these things, but you notice things as you're on the road. Okay? And then you hear people talking about it. So obviously, these things ought to be properly maintained. We are in the rainy season. We are in the month of September. All right? We still have October, November to go before the rainy season ends. So, and we may have some serious rainfall before that. The budget is going to be in October, but you cannot wait till then to start to work or to come up with a solution to have people out there to maintain these parks and proper garbage collection. Otherwise, go back to the flood footage. And this doesn't mean that that lack of maintenance is a result of what happened in Port of Spain yesterday. Because like I said, this has been the norm for Port of Spain when there is heavy rainfall for the last how much ever years, right? But the government, just like the previous government, this government ought to know that you are in the rainy season and work's supposed to be going on all the time to avoid situations like this, reaching that, right? So that we could at least, have it at a level that is acceptable, right? 327-7400. Let me get to the phone line, 25 minutes, 28 minutes to the hour of 7 o'clock. We're going to get to Mr. Maduro just now. But I just want to get to this. I want to get your thoughts on this. And yesterday, I was urging people, while I mentioned it, the parks in my area, go to a park in your area. Take a picture, send it from me. Let me see what your park look like. Because I'm telling you, the lack of maintenance of these parks, it is not a good thing. You have to walk. You could deal with CPEP, you could deal with URP, you could deal with the corruption, but you must have a team in place to deal with that too. Morning.
Morning, sir. That grass thing going on all the place I live in Sapari, as I tell you, and we've seen some parks down here, has been San Fernando, and has been Central sometimes, and it's happening all over. They need to fix it fast because October are too far. I don't want to see the length of that grass in October. Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Anyhow, this thing with Maduro, a lot of people Maduro is not somebody who likes too much. But you see, when they're dealing with powers like America, and you tell a country, I will allow America to hit you from which part I am. If you ever use that kind of language, what you're really telling Venezuela is that you fear game. Because what you saying, you enter it. No, you didn't have to say that. You could have said, listen, I'm backing in narco trade. Whatever going on, I'm backing that. I'm backing the fight against the narco trade. But when you tell a country like Venezuela, I will allow a country to use my country to hit you. In the laws of war, then you is fair game for me to hit, or if I feel you going on. You're not supposed to say something like that.
Yeah, but that, look, I don't want to jump ahead because I want to deal with this issue first. But that is part of the SOFA agreement, the new SOFA agreement that was signed under the previous administration. That gives the U.S. military the opportunity to come and put troops on Trinidad and Tobago in the event that there is a conflict in Venezuela. So I mean, look, it's a high tension situation. I think that some of the language can be toned down a little bit, but we are where we are. And I don't want to jump ahead. We will come to that. We'll come back to that. All right. Yes, Siparia. Thanks a lot. Morning. I just want to deal with this here for 15 minutes, and then we go switch topics and we'll get into Maduro. But I'm dealing with this maintenance, this lack of maintenance, because I'm watching around the place and I'm seeing like nobody in walking, like everything at a standstill. Go ahead.
Morning. The parks and the grounds are the job of the regional corporation, the city corporation. The same thing is happening in Tobago. The Tobago House of Assembly is dealing with that and fixing it in Tobago, using whatever finances that they have. Right. They had Independence Day celebration and they find money for that, but they couldn't find money to see about the grounds. That is their role and function.
The corporations, you're saying?
Yeah, the corporation and the city corporation too, they had to handle the grounds. The issue and also with the same CPEP workers. Venezuelans coming here by the thousands and finding jobs and maintenance and fixing themselves. But the CPEP workers who are on the breadline right now can't do that. So it's nonsense.
Okay.
And while I may not get into to talk about Maduro. Maduro's job is to also organize peace and have a peace settlement with America to make sure the area is safe. But he's not doing that. Because and people consider how he's a sovereign nation. He tell you what he want. So too is Trinidad and Tobago.
Yeah.
So all of those who are Mother Teresa's and talking about Camp this and that, we are sovereign nation too, and we are entitled to align ourselves with whoever we want. But the onus is upon Venezuela to work with America and form peace in the region. And then and if you can't do it, then step down and allow somebody else to do it, and everything will be resolved. People only talk about this and that and trial and we got to talk next day.
Okay, no problem.
Talking too long.
All right, well, if the parks are under the remit of the corporations, then what is going on in the corporations and the work not going on? Morning. Somebody's supposed to be dealing with this. Morning. Hello?
Yes, I want to. Hello, you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Hello?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, Afon. So with respect to this the CPEP and the URP, right? Now we're looking at cost cutting, we're looking at alleged corruption also. I want to suggest that if they eliminate these CPEP but giving the contractors the job and putting these workers in the regional corporation full-time employment, giving them benefits, giving them gratuity when they retire and these things, and you have a constant flow of workers maintaining throughout the country, you eliminate that chunk of money going to contractors, independent contractors who have to oversee these CPEP workers, and you save that money and put it into another program that will benefit the country in another way. So therefore, you have massive employment creating. You have people on, getting a salary on weekly, fortnightly, whatever it may be, and then you have now benefits coming from them and a controlled term of employment.
But let me ask you something. Let me ask you something. You mentioned that these CPEP workers could be absorbed into the corporations, right?
Yeah.
But do we even know the status of the corporations and if they're overstaffed or understaffed?
Well, okay, so we're looking at this. If the corporations have been operating, we would not have seen the lackadaisical, mismanagement of the country in terms of the roads, in terms of the, other places being taken care of, forestry and these kind of things. So therefore, when you look at that now, maybe they understaff, and hence the reason CPEP was created to kind of, absorb that. So therefore, if you want now and you want to rethink back that and you manage that situation, close up, because you have to allocate money to pay contractors, and there's additional cost on the government. So when you allocate that money now, where you cut that chunk allocation for contractors, and you give that into a substantial amount of salary to workers, full-time payment, and you give them the benefits after retirement, and everybody will be happy at the end of the day. So, I will suggest that going forward. And the last call will talk about this Mudaro. I want to recall back in 1990, when we couldn't help ourselves and no other CARICOM couldn't help us. Who helped us save? Who helped us come out of this situation? Take care.
Yeah, man. But that's what I'm saying, in terms of, all the things that people have going on with, and I don't want to jump ahead, with the states and wherever. In the event that anything is happening, is the United States of America will depend on? Morning.
Morning, sir.
Yeah, man, go ahead.
Yeah, I guess I agree with the caller who made it with the statement with the corporation. I think the corporation is fully responsible for all over Trinidad and Tobago. We have corporation all over Trinidad and Tobago, and they are responsible for location like this, important location like this, see that it's cleaned properly.
Okay,
and I don't see nobody else calling.
But caller, if the corporations are responsible for the maintenance of the parks and the garbage collection, which we know, right? They're responsible for the garbage collection and everything like that. But the maintenance of the parks and things like that, how could it be, is it coincidental that since these contractors at CPEP has been, this whole situation with CPEP, with workers on the breadline, and URP now, well, URP is a different thing to this. This is more along the lines of what CPEP would have handled. But with the whole thing that's going on with CPEP, how could it be, is it just a coincidence that these parks ended up in a situation like this?
Stefan, politics is a terrible thing,
Well,
you can't understand that politics is a terrible thing, That this
That's
is how
true.
Trinidad build, that is how we living down here in this country, If I'm able to pinch you, I'm going to push you. And if I can't push you, I'm going to cuff you. Listen, and the next thing too, with this drunken business. Who is the guy who went to Venezuela and was dancing up there? Who is the guy in Trinidad who said that Bissessa was a drunkard? Eh? Who mouth it came out from? Yours or mine? You know who it come out from? So that is the guy who went on Venezuela and Bambras, my prime minister, and say how she's a drunkard and how that is same fella. I know if he in Grenada and Tobago away, but that is the guy who caused this man to the Venezuelan man never come here and see Bissessa, even though Bissessa by picture, and for making a statement on my prime minister.
Oh, yeah. All right, thanks a lot. Oh, good boy, like I dropped that one there, but that one dropped at the end there. But thanks a lot, I get the idea. Well, good morning.
Hello, Stefan. Good
Yeah.
morning.
Morning.
Listen, persons who are working in works and they are really responsible for certain areas of maintenance. They could set up a shift system because remember, works people, they come to work for maybe 7 and leave by 9. So take the CPAP personnel and set up a shift system. You understand? And it will work.
Yeah, because I'm thinking that if there is no maintenance, proper maintenance on a simple thing like the parks, what is going on with the drains? What is going on with the water courses?
100%. Look, if 5 minutes rainfall, there's an area in Pleasantville Main Road on Shakonia Avenue with floods. So if you're coming on, you have to, or yesterday it was like impossible. You could have fit cover some of those small vehicles. And I just want to say, Stefan, you threaten us once, Delcy, threaten us, Maduro, threaten us. Deep mass deportation, send the Spanish home, send them
not
home
Spanish,
now.
South Americans. Spanish is Spain. But nevertheless, I understand what you're saying.
And there were persons of Venezuelan descent who was working CPAP too, and they will stand up right there, properly well dressed with a phone and everything. Yes, thanks. Bye.
All right, no problem. Yeah, I have seen Venezuelans working for CPAP. I have seen Venezuelans who are employed with CPAP. I have. All right. Morning.
Morning.
Yeah, morning. Who's that? Cosa Nostra?
Yeah, the Cosa Nostra, morning to the country.
Yeah, Cosa Nostra, go ahead.
Stefan.
Yeah, brother.
Yeah, what you saying, This is reality. All with this country going through here is because of the brotherhood of wrongdoers from inception. All the crime and the raping and the murder and things where we learn that under the brotherhood of wrongdoers. All these things are going on in the country. Right now we vote for change. Change coming, people don't like the change. Right? Everybody wants change, but when the change coming, they don't like the change.
No.
See what I'm telling you?
Why the calls dropping so boy? Sorry about that, but that wasn't my thing, Somebody's telling me here, let me see. What was CPAP created for? To cut grass, do the research. It was a training program for persons without a school, without a school education or with no education. It was supposed to be a temporary program, but I'm saying that although it was supposed to be that, it does not mean that it doesn't have value. You understand what I'm saying? Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Mr. Stefan.
Morning, dear. Go ahead.
Yeah, I would like to, a friend of mine would like to make a donation to you for the kids that you support.
Or for cerebral palsy?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's an early contribution because, the Christmas party is December the 13th.
This guy is a Chinese guy, and he come down and he working here and he just want to do something for kids.
Okay, no problem. I'll tell you what. You can contact. Do me a favor. Take this number.
All right.
Take this number and you could deal with deal with Avion, right? and have a conversation with Avion and work out a way to get it done. 345
345
3380.
3380. Okay.
Yeah. All right. Thanks a lot. Yeah, I do.
No problem.
Yeah, thanks a lot. I don't deal with when it comes to things like that. I don't deal with that personally. I don't like nobody to put no money in my hand for nobody. So Avion will deal with that, and we'll probably deal with a direct deposit to the Cerebral Palsy Society of Trinidad and Tobago instead. Right? I don't like nothing to come through me unless it's if it coming through me, it coming through me through the event. So we had the Breaking On Christmas party taking place on December the 13th. Part of the proceeds go to cerebral palsy. It was a terrific party last year. It was a terrific party the year before that. We got a great turnout. So we look forward to a bigger turnout this year. Tickets will be out by the end of this month. But in terms of that, when I throw my event and I could dictate, well, okay, we will give this to the charity, that is on me. But when it's people making contributions like that, I rather that they go through Avion, and Avion will deal directly with the Cerebral Palsy Society of Trinidad and Tobago and get it to them directly. All right? I do intercept. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Stefan. Good morning to all the viewers.
Yes, brethren, go ahead.
The guy I was talking with, the corporation supposed to take care of all them savannah and thing.
Yeah.
They're supposed to do that.
Okay.
And CPEP supposed to be a temporary work.
Mm-hmm.
But what they're doing is over and over and over the same thing.
Yeah.
They're supposed to hire people to man the corporations. That is what they're supposed to do.
Okay. All right, cool, man. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah. I'm going to get this one here. After this one, I'll get into the Maduro and Kamala issue. Morning. I think it's more data issue
what go on with the pumps and them on the beatum? On the pumps and them in tongue that they install?
The pumps? I don't know where happened to those pumps, you know. I think that was under...
When they bring down the set of trucks that they lift up the clean out the drains in Port of Spain. What become of all those things?
I don't know.
The vacuum pumps and all them things that they had bring down to do all them things.
Well, Ricky, you see what has happened, eh? Maintenance again. We don't maintain anything. So I wouldn't be surprised if those pumps are there. They weren't properly maintained for a while, and they're just not active right now. Or they're not functioning right now.
This is what I'm saying. Everybody, since the time that Jack Warner, I think it was Jack Warner, installed those pumps and them in Port of Spain.
Yeah.
Right. To get rid of all these water and things that in tongue. After that, they just leave the thing like that, they teeth it out, they repair them back, and never see them working.
Yeah.
You understand? So it's the lack of maintenance again. Everything in this country that for the last 10 years, there was the lack of maintenance.
Yeah, we have a serious maintenance problem. Yeah.
And to my good friend, and to my good friends in Venezuela, listen. They could send all the checks that they could send. We understand as a country, because this belongs to Trinidad and Tobago. This doesn't belong to Venezuela. You understand? And people who ball in, Kamala should have said, don't say this, and I am fighting for we country. You understand? 100 patriotic and we country.
Yeah.
Let Venezuela relax themselves. Wherever they get it, let them take it. I back in my government later.
All right, I'll call you after the show.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. All right, so that's stick up in there. You had to stick up in right there. So on the front page of the paper this morning, Maduro slams Kamala for U.S. support. Treat Venezuela with respect. Now, this comes off the back of the U.S. destroying another boat in international waters. Fellas, we have that. The U.S. destroys The United States military has conducted a second kinetic strike on yet another vessel which its government claims was another drug boat leaving Venezuela. All right, and U.S. President Donald Trump, in a Truth Social post on September the 15th at about 3:57 p.m., confirmed that the strike resulted in the death of 3 men. The confirmation came with a warning that the U.S. military is setting its sights on drug cartels. All right? Nice. So, outside of that, coming off the back of that, you had the Venezuela defense minister. We have that one? The very defense. Venezuela defense minister warns Trinidad and Tobago and Guyana will get an answer. Right? Venezuelan defense minister Vladimir Padrino Lopez has issued a stern warning to the governments of Trinidad and Tobago and Guyana as tensions in the southern Caribbean continues to escalate. Venezuela has accused the U.S. of seeking regime change under the pretense of fighting narco trafficking and warned Trinidad and Tobago that it will receive an answer if it allows the U.S. to use TT soil to launch an attack on their country. A fleet of U.S. warships has been camped in the southern Caribbean for the past weeks, and on September the 2nd, they blew up a pirogue allegedly carrying illegal drugs from Venezuela to Trinidad. All 11 people aboard the vessel were killed. All right? Now, that's the defense minister talking about if we allow the U.S. to use TT soil to launch an attack on Venezuela, we will get an answer. But that is what an agreement signed by the Keith Rowley administration. We showed it. I read the story. Fitzgerald Hines signed the document. So this government didn't sign that. That is the new SOFA agreement. It is the previous administration. But whether or not, it doesn't matter. The signing of that agreement, I agree. I agree with the signing of that agreement. And that's one of the few things I may have ever agreed with the PNM, is that I have no problem with them signing that agreement. Because like I said at the top of the show, the one thing that stops big countries from eating little countries or little islands like ours is the US. Whether you like them or you don't like them. They are the world police and they just keep the place in check. You understand? Because nothing stops a country with 33 million people from invading a country with 1.3 million. Nothing stops a nation with a far greater military than to invade stops them from invading a country with no military. Little to no military. Right? We don't even have a tank. Last I check. Okay? But the only thing that stops that from happening is the United States of America, whether we like it or not. Okay? So that agreement that was signed there by the Rowley administration, I have no problem with that. But to the Venezuelan defense minister, I understand that you had to talk a talk to back your country. But the same way that you had to talk a talk to back your country is the same way we had to talk a talk to back ours. And that's what it is. And the problem is Maduro. The problem is the Maduro regime. That is the problem. The problem is not Venezuela, you know. The problem is not Venezuelans, you know. The problem, and it has been since Obama was president in the United States, because he's the first president that dropped sanctions on the U.S., dropped sanctions on Venezuela, right? And then it was sanction after sanction after sanction after that, right? The problem is Maduro. That is the problem. Maduro is a problem. That regime is a problem. If they weren't a problem, why we have so much Venezuelans fleeing to Trinidad and Tobago, all of the islands, all into North America, and all different parts of the world? Why? Why they fleeing? Then coming off the back of him now talking about we go get an answer. Maduro says Kamala has lost her mind, calls for respectful relations. Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro believes that Prime Minister Kamala Parsalbisesa has lost her mind over her comments in support of U.S. military presence in the Southern Caribbean. And speaking at a press conference in Caracas on September the 15th, Maduro responded to a question about recent statements made by Venezuelan Defense Minister Vladimir Padrino Lopez. Right? This is what he said, quote, "I don't know what substances she is on." He said in a sharp rebuke that signals rising diplomatic tension. Despite the criticism, Maduro also appeared to extend an olive branch, calling for bilateral relations based on respect. You're talking about you don't know what substance the Prime Minister on, or what Prime Minister on. You understand what I'm saying? So there has been no greater disrespect that has been, that in the whole process, that what coming out of the mouth of these guys. I don't know if that's I don't know if there are PNM in Venezuela. I don't know. I'm just saying they cannot just so. And then in the paper this morning, he's slamming the Prime Minister for US support, saying treat Venezuela with respect. So you want to be treated with respect, but while you want to be treated with respect, your modus operandi is to be disrespectful. That making any sense? Our PM has taken a position that we have a problem with drug cartels, we have a problem with drugs coming into Trinidad and Tobago. We are a transshipment point for whether it is drug trafficking, guns and ammunition, or human trafficking. The U.S. is in the southern in the sea, in the southern waters there. We support that. We support the war on drugs, and we support the war on anything illegal coming into Trinidad and Tobago. How could I disagree with that? We have a problem. It is that drug trade that fuels crime in Trinidad and Tobago. It is that drug trade that not only fuels crime, but also leads to the loss of lives of people's family. But all these murders are taking place. We have had an increase, I said it at the top of the show. We have had whether all they want to accept it or not, you cannot dispute that fact that we have had an increase in crime ever since 2018 with the influx. This is 1 + 1 = 2. Something has to be done. Now, I don't think the US, I think if Maduro take God out of his thoughts, I think the US will do what they have to do. I think they're just waiting. They just want him to do something, right? So that they could go on the offensive. Because right now, even with the strikes on those two boats, they're not the offensive yet. But if he give them the opportunity to go on the offensive, they will. Because I agree with one thing that he said. Either he or the defense minister, I can't remember which one of them said. But I do agree with this. I think the US is seeking regime change in Venezuela under the guise of a war on drugs. So I agree with that. But he know why? All if again, he tried to flee to Cuba, you know. And he couldn't go because the US was in the sea. He tried to go to Brazil. Brazil and them tell him, no, we don't want you here. You understand what I'm saying? Let me don't forget that, you know. Let me don't forget about $50 million bounty on his head, you know. And he has been convicted of being a narco-drug trafficker and wherever the case might be, right? So it have all these things piling up against him, right? The US want him. If they didn't want him, they would not keep raising the bounty. So yeah, I think they are trying for regime change through, under the guise of a war on drugs, all right? And I think they're doing it that way because you have China, Russia, forget Iran, but China, Russia, and India, right? Because I think Modi has some good relations with Maduro as well, if I'm not mistaken. China and India are two of the largest economies in the world in terms of population size. So you really don't want, if you are the US, you don't want to go to war if it's going to involve those two nations that entering the whole situation, right? Because you want to keep from an economic standpoint and trade standpoint, you want to keep the channels open for that. So I don't think you want to, and Russia is a powerhouse by themselves, right? But at the same time, while I'm thinking that, I'm also thinking that I cannot see China, Russia, or India, if there was to be anything that was to happen down there, I cannot see any one of them coming to back Venezuela. I don't think so. Because when you look at it from a trade perspective as well, from economics perspective, America is the largest consumer in the world. And consumes from both China, India, you know. So it's a lot of little things that are happening in the whole play. And I think that's why America going about it the way that they're going about it, using the drug trade as a guise, but still seeking regime change. And I think they're trying to frustrate the cartels so that those drugs, they're going to be losing money, and they're going to reach to the point they're going to get so frustrated that they might take out Maduro. I think it's something along those lines. But nevertheless, that's just my thoughts on it. I don't know about yours, but we'll get to your thoughts when we come back from the break. All right. As we go to the break, I want to remind you about Chef Shiraz. Now, Chef has the September to November 2025 courses. And on September the 27th, he has the Bacon and Pastry 2 and the Creative International Cuisine. In October, on the 4th of October, he has the Food Costing, Restaurant and Catering Workshop. And on the 15th of November, the Certificate in Culinary Arts, that takes place. And then there is the Diploma in Culinary Arts to be announced. So contact Chef and get registered for any one of these courses by contacting him on 3724639 or 7375097. Make sure and give him a call today. Also, Keolic. We got several products in the Keolic range of products, and this is backed by science, and they have over 900 scientific research and clinical trials, all made from aged garlic extract. And you can pick up any one of these products in the Keolic range, from the cleanse and digestion to the blood pressure health, the cholesterol health, the total heart health, the Keolic circulation health, and the Keo green powder drink mix, or Keo Doffler's probiotics. You can pick up any one of those products at a pharmacy or a health store across the country. And for more information, you can call 728-0338. That is 728-0338. And with that, we take a break. When we return from the break, we'll get back into the action. We'll open the phone line, take some calls before we get to set Viola aboard. Stay tuned.
Welcome to Caribbean Tourist Villa, your home away from home in the heart of Port of Spain. With over 25 years of trusted hospitality, Caribbean Tourist Villa has been a reliable choice for both business professionals and vacationers. Our guest rooms are thoughtfully equipped with all the essentials for a relaxing and productive stay, and our tranquil pool area is perfect for relaxation after a busy day. We've created the ideal space for you to relax, recharge, and enjoy. Give us a call to book your stay today.
Air conditioning problems? Then look no further. A&K Air Conditioning Supplies offers you an easy solution for all your automotive, commercial, and domestic air conditioning needs. With 2 convenient locations to serve you, A&K Air Conditioning Supplies offers you an extensive range of parts and services, including pressure test kits, refrigerator parts, front and rear evaporators for maxi taxis. They also cater for both foreign and local automobile models like Kia, Hyundai, Honda, Nissan, and more. So pay them a visit today at either of their 2 locations. Number 36 Alfonso Street, Sangre Grande. Phone 784-2707 or 386-5700. And number 133 Corner Roland Street and Bonaventure Main Road, Gasparillo. Phone 312-2245 or 782-9720.
Have you thought about where you're going for lunch today? Well, Tante's Creole Food serves the best in local dishes at a great price. They're located at Alta's Panyard, Duke Street, Port of Spain. They offer the best in Creole, Chinese, and curry dishes. Don't miss their after-work special and soup Saturdays. It's cow heel, oxtail, pigtail, and chicken foot soup. And also, fish broth is on the menu. Give them a call or WhatsApp 734-3398 or simply visit them at the All-Star Panyard, Duke Street, Port of Spain. Safe and secure parking is also available. Tante's Creole Food, the best in town. Check them out today.
Why just manage disease when you can reverse it? At Setwaya's Holistic Health Clinic, we don't just mask symptoms, we focus on reversing illness naturally. Imagine freedom from medications and the cycle of dependence. Our approach dives deep into uncovering root causes without herbs, tonics, or medications. From diabetes and heart disease to mental health, obesity, and more, our personalized care is transforming lives. Ready to begin? Book your consultation today, either in our San Fernando office or online. Call or WhatsApp 279-3935 or 761-1952. Your health journey starts now at Setwayo's Holistic Health Clinic, where transformation is within reach.
Open Minds Education, Trinidad and Tobago. Hear me now. Click in, level up. School up on your phone, you know.
Learn today, lead tomorrow. We're ready for your growth. Farm 5C6 adult class, take the oath. No traffic, no stress, just log in and post. Open Minds Education, TNT we both.
You want pass exam? Cool, we start that. Replay the lesson till the knowledge lock back. Real teacher with feedback, no copy, no chat.
At Adams Optical, we care for your vision with everything from stylish frames, contact lenses, and sunglasses, starting at just $595, to advanced eye care services. We also diagnose and manage conditions like glaucoma and cataracts with our in-house ophthalmologist. Additional services include OCT, VFT, and cataract surgeries. Visit us at San Fernando, Chaguanas, or Rio Claro.
Attention all bakers, doubles vendors, roti makers. Try Chic Lisha high quality, unbleached, bromate free, all purpose and whole wheat flour. Bleached flour and bromate flour is treated with chemicals that can cause cancer, and this is banned in Europe and many other countries. Chic Lisha flour offers a healthier option, being that it's unbleached and bromate free. It also has a finer grain and a softer texture, lower priced and conveniently packaged in 2 pound, 2 kg, 10 kg and 25 kg bags. Available at groceries and supermarkets. For wholesale and retail prices, contact Chic Lisha Limited at 665-3336 or 480-8715 or visit them at Warrenville, Canupia. Chic Lisha Limited. Quality you can trust.
All right, we're back. So we're going to get your thoughts. Now, it's important to note, in the headline, the one I sent to STV breaking on this morning, treat Venezuela with respect. So as we return, now, I've seen the article here, they go back in history, and as typical politicians, as typical for politicians, they change positions. So, Maduro held a press conference, right? He held a press conference. And as a matter of fact, we have part of the press conference, not so? Yeah. Run nobody say any press conference. Organize me with that. Okay? Yeah. I'll take that in.
Was so by the certain that the people of Trinidad and Tobago are against this. We are neighboring countries. You know that Trinidad and Tobago was sold by the Spanish Empire to the British Empire few years before the independence of Venezuela. So very early we were one single community. The lives in the Caribbean Sea and the coast of the state sucre Trinidad and Tobago has been a life of cooperation and brotherhood. It's only now when this lady comes in, there has never been a governor of Trinidad and Tobago to threaten a war against Venezuela. Who is behind this? Who is imposing the intrigue? Who's whispering in the ears of this lady? How is she able to declare this? Who is behind all this? Marco Rubio, of course. The death lord and warlord, that's how he's being described. Wherever he goes, there are dead bombs, dead children. The lord of death and war, of hate, Marco Rubio. So Trinidad and Tobago, all his sectors and political sectors and cultural, economic, and its people, they must impose once more relations of respect. Simple as that. They must impose relations of respect. And we will see. We have defense plans, and the armed forces have announced a part of that. We have defense plans that escalate. There are different lines, and Venezuela can be certain, completely certain, that we will guarantee our sovereignty and preserve peace of our country. Now, on the vessel,
yeah, man say anywhere Marco Rubio go is death and destruction. I don't know where Marco Rubio has been, that there is death and destruction, but nevertheless, no, it's important to note that at the press conference, Maduro spoke of the deep and close cultural, historical, and economic ties his country shared with Trinidad and Tobago for decades. What he did not say was that there was a time both he and Prasad Bisesa shared a very cordial relationship as leaders of their respective countries. Now, if you go back to the headline, the paper, the one that you had before, in 2013, in her first stint as Prime Minister between 2010 and 2015, of course, Prasad Bisesa welcomed Maduro with open arms for the 34th meeting of CARICOM heads of government in Port of Spain, and the countries met to deepen trade and other economic-related activities. And if you go to, well, the article is saying here on Facebook in an account in the Prime Minister's name, several photos can be seen with both Prasad Bisesa and Maduro smiling and chatting during the CARICOM summit at the Trinidad Hilton. Maduro gave Prasad Bisesa a gift of a photo of his predecessor, the late Hugo Chavez, and then in 2015, at the 7th Summit of the Americas in Panama, Prasad Bisesa threw his support behind Venezuela, telling that summit, quote, "Therefore, what I advocate, President Maduro, is that we collectively raise our voices again, and individually as nations in the region, that we raise our voices against this executive order," which reminded me that there was once such an executive order, which was then followed by invasion, end quote. And then as opposition leader, of course, things started to change. She threw her support behind Juan Guaido. Remember Juan Guaido that contested the election? And, well, we know what went on with that. I remember talking about that at the time. And then now as Prime Minister, she has thrown her support behind the United States of America, saying, listen, I support the war on drug cartels. I support the war on drugs. We have enough things coming into this country illegally. We have a crime problem. We have a gang problem. I support that. And she even went so far to say, not in her exact words, just paraphrasing here, blow them out of the water, basically. All right? So, there has been some harsh language, to say the least. Whether or not the harsh language is justified, given the context in which it is spoken, is, I guess, for the public to decide. But everybody has a different position on this. Some people have a position where they're asking, well, oh God, boy, comes, take it down, take it down a little notch now, you know, so. Some people are totally against some of the things that she's saying as it relates to Venezuela, and then so many people support it, saying they have no problem with this. All right? So people are divided on what is going on between the US and Venezuela and where Trinidad and Tobago is. Now, the Prime Minister has also said that if Venezuela makes any move on Guyana for that Essequibo range, America has our full support. I don't see that. I don't see any big issue in that statement, because Venezuela has been threatening Guyana for the longest while. And Maduro, and they could talk all they want to talk, but he's the aggressor, right? He's the aggressor, and I think Gary Griffith put out a video yesterday where he went through. I don't have time to play it now because it's like over 6 minutes, too long. But he went into some very comprehensive details, and he said this is a case of the aggressor playing victim. You understand? And he went back to the 2018 influx of Venezuelans and everything, and he mapped it out. Well, it's one of the better videos that he's put out, where he explained the situation thoroughly, right? So if you haven't seen it, maybe you should take it in. But nevertheless, he has his position on that as well, and other people will. The opposition will have their position. There will be the opposition. The government will take their position. We never know what is going on. What are the conversations that are taking place behind the scenes? But what we know is what is taking place in the media, and what the media printing and what the media talking about. But even the media don't know what's taking place behind the scenes. Well, let me get your thoughts on it. 327-7400. The saga continues. That's all I can say about that. Here we go. Yeah, morning. Morning.
They go Central.
Yeah, they go Central. Go ahead.
I'm going to be brief. Let us be real here, Stefan. Is there anyone in CARICOM could protect Trinidad and Tobago or Guyana if Venezuela decides to attack? No way.
No.
Exactly. So who else are we going to rely on to defend the country? Right? Maduro, when he was de facto president when Chavez died, and then his first election, and what he did, he jailed the man that went up against him.
Yeah.
So he started to show the dictatorial ways. You understand? When people was embracing it early, and they started to show you bad ways, as you say. So how you expect people now to come and dance and jump up and party with you now?
Yeah.
When every time a fisherman go across, you're locking them up, you're shooting them, throwing them overboard, taking the engine and telling them it's drug dealers.
Yeah.
They have been abusing Trinidad people for the longest while whenever they end up in Venezuelan waters. So let us be real here. So with the presence of the US there, and let us remind people in Trinidad and Tobago that there are certain parts of Chagaramas and Wallafield that still belong to the US government that have been leased to Trinidad and Tobago, that they kept possession of. So at any point in time, they could come to Trinidad and take back their land and set up their bases. Now, I could be begged to differ, but I know this from when I was a little boy, when I used to ride down Chagaramas, when I used to train down Chagaramas. But let us be real here at the end of the day. Not even Russia, not even all these big countries with nuclear arms going to attack America. You know why? Because America is one of have the most experienced army when it comes to fighting wars. That is why China and all these big countries, Russia will not go and attack, will not cast the first stone then to touch America.
Yeah.
You understand? All the talk they're talking and all the arms they have, nobody going to military attack America because of how experienced their army is. They may not have the strong, the biggest, but they have the most experience with the most technologically advanced weaponry. Let us call it for what it is.
Yeah.
You understand?
All right.
And all the people who talking because they don't like Trump. Well, boy, say what? Yes, that's the man you have to rely on. So have a good one.
All right, cool. Yeah, man. I'll go again. But that makes sense. Morning. That's along the lines of what I was saying at the top of the program, you know. Morning.
Hello, President. Good morning.
Yeah, my brother, go ahead.
Right. From the day them turn up with this dragon gas deal, I was telling people, they're shaking the hands with the devil. You understand us? it was coming, whether we thought it wasn't coming, whether or not it was coming. And that's what I'm saying. So she decided to close down all narco terrorism. So it started in Trinidad, where she.
What's going on here, boy? Why these calls dropping so, boy? Sorry about that caller. That wasn't me. The call just dropped, boy. That's the third time this morning that happened. What's going on? What on digital, boy? Yeah, morning. Sorry about that caller.
Yes, good morning.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, nah, something really wrong with Maduro. Nah. Why you want to target the weak country for? Throw threats against the US now and see what will happen.
That's an interesting point. That's an interesting point. You make a real good point there. Go ahead.
You understand? Yeah, because at the end of the day, if things in Venezuela was so nice, then why so much of them coming to Trinidad for? Because I saw in the Arima market, it have a fella, he helping the vendors and them move around goods and things. And I like to tell you, if you see this fella looking like he's a US Marine, a Venezuelan.
Okay.
The man big and strapped and strong. What's right? The man lifting up them thing like it make out a stereotypes. You trying to tell me he never had some big position in the military or something in Venezuela, but why they running away from Venezuela for?
Exactly. Who?
Think so nice, and then you want to threaten me? Why? Because why? Because Kamala didn't come and join the Conga line?
Caller, let me ask you something.
Right.
Who in their right mind, right, leaves their country, flees from their country, right? And I'm talking about women in particular, to go to another country to prostitute herself to survive.
Exactly.
Who does that?
No, I don't know if you know. No, I don't know if you know about. You ever hear about Salisbury?
Salisbury?
Like the man who does
with the salt, with the beef, with the steak.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
The steak, right. They have a video with Maduro and his wife in the man restaurant eating $1,000 steak. So you eating $1,000 steak, while people in your own country can't even get something to eat when they reach. Come now, man. That's a slap in the face to the poor people.
Yeah. All right.
Then.
Cool. And I want you to think about that, people. If it's so nice over there and Maduro is such a good, why so many fleeing? Why would a woman flee a country where she was probably employed in doing whatever and come to another country to prostitute herself to make $1 to survive, to send money home to her family? Why would anybody do that? Morning. Think about that.
Morning, Stefan.
What's going on, my brother? Go ahead.
This is just my opinion, right?
Sure.
It have nothing in Venezuela that America needs. What America wants right now is regime change.
That's right.
They want to get rid of Maduro, so things could start happening in Venezuela positively. They already tried all kind of embargoes on him to avoid him or to stop him from get access in US dollars. However, somehow he is accessing US dollars through the drug trade and through the gold trade. So it appears to the US that they can't really stop him from accessing US to finance his operation. So all this thing about this fleet and thing around, to me, is just a distraction. But America have the technology and the will to go in there, choose special forces and get Maduro if they want to.
I think so.
All them things is just a distraction to get his attention of other things. But you will wake up one morning and just hear that Maduro has been captured peacefully.
Okay.
Right? And all the hullabaloo that our local 1% media making and frightening the country, it don't call for.
Right.
Just let the people do their thing. Right now, they don't need Trinidad as a base. They could operate off if it's in a carrier down here or a bigger ship, they could operate off a ship as a command post. Right?
Right.
They don't need to be in Trinidad waters at all. They could stay from off let me say Barbados and hit Maduro if they want to.
That's facts, yeah.
So So the media just blowing this thing out of proportion to fighting Trinidadians.
Yeah,
I support
yeah.
100% what Kamala is doing. She's protecting our country from the crime and the murders, and I support her 100% on that.
Okay.
So on that note, partner, have a nice day. Good
All
hearing
right.
from you.
You too, my brother. All right. I'll go in again. Yeah, I mean, that has to be concerned. Where are you getting US dollars from? It has to be through the drug trade. Nobody don't trade dollars and bolivars and TT dollars and EC. It's US dollars the drug trade is in. Morning.
Morning, Stefan.
Yeah, man,
Stefan,
what's going on?
you
Talk
couldn't
to
say
us.
it better. You couldn't say it better. When it is the drug lord and them can't move the shipment of goods, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because of one man, and they have a $50 million bounty on the head, and everybody will come together, and what they will eventually do, not give him up, because nobody drugs can move and nothing happening right now. So
Yeah.
eventually they will catch him. You make a real good point there, Stefan. Look on and listening.
Yeah, thanks a lot. No, I mean, if I was in Trump's position and I want to get him, that's what I would do. I would want to start a war, but I would want to intimidate. So I would put my military or my navy. Let me just take this call here. Hold on there. I would put my resources where he has put it, and then I would cut off that whole trade that's taking place there, which is bringing US dollars into his coffers, right? While allowing drug traffickers from Colombia and other parts of South America to conduct the drug trade. So I would frustrate that process, up the bounty on his head, and then sit down and play the patience game. Morning.
Good morning, Stefan. How you going, man?
I dey cool, man.
Stefan, you think the word Trump, Venezuelan people are allergic to that?
If what?
Because I ain't hear the word Trump. If when a Venezuelan use that, they have some kind of allergy, they just break out with or something. Because since all this thing taking place, I ain't hearing Maduro using the word Trump.
No, you ain't hear what he say? Oh God, it cut off. That's all. Oh God, it cut off. Oh God, that call dropped too. Back, I'll catch you back on the flip end. Just now, hold on. No, but it's true. You know what he say? He said who they being influenced by, and he called Marco Rubio name. He didn't say Trump, he said Marco Rubio. Morning.
Stefan, Miami.
Yeah, Miami, go ahead.
Well, so when you was in New York for the carnival, you couldn't take a flight and come Miami by me?
Nah, yeah, you're going to get fired now. You're going to get fired now.
For what? You want an invitation?
No, but we coming.
Miami the other day.
No, but we supposed to be.
Miami the other day. You couldn't stop by me?
No, but we coming to Miami, next month.
Well, okay. You have my number now on the phone.
All right.
Stop by. Anyway, let me get down to this setup and your thing.
Oh, God.
Right? Knock on wood. Previously present and future, nobody is going to jail for that, you know.
All right.
No, that just one, that just step. What about the box drain? They are talking about that.
Uh-huh.
Mr. Gary Griffith talked about that in the PP government.
The box drain contracts?
Box drain thing. Yes.
No,
he
but
said
go ahead.
He said he told 2 ministers about that box drain contract.
Mm-hmm.
That is two. The other one is these HDC contract they give to people.
Mm-hmm.
No, here was the fine print in that. The Ministry of Finance need to get on these people and see if there was up to par with the taxes and the NIB, especially for the employees.
Right. But we know
who doing that.
Right, but we know unlike the US, where taxes, if you don't pay your taxes, they come in for you. Trinidad and Tobago, unfortunately, is not that type of country. We're not as strict with our tax collection and tax laws. So that is one problem we have with that. So we are improving that in that sector. which
You
might
know why?
anger a lot of citizens. But of course we know why, because of corruption.
Right. Not only that, every time government change, they say tax amnesty.
Right.
I ain't hear it yet.
Okay.
I ain't hear it yet with this one. But every time government change, they say tax amnesty. On top of that, the industry's standard and protocol is you need to submit 3 years of income tax and have a visible office in order to submit a bid for these contracts. Not an address, a legitimate office that they could go on a website and see the location and who that's registering. Is that your only place or you're renting? And 3 years taxes.
All right, no problem. I hearing you, no problem, but we had to get another call because we are dealing with something else. But as you're calling from Miami now.
And call through.
All right.
Keep my number and call through.
All right, no problem.
Good.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's see if oh God, wait. Let's see. Hold on. Let me take this one here. Morning. I was trying to get back Barakwa, but Barakwa call drop. I don't know what's going on this morning. Hello, good morning. Yeah.
Morning. The Venezuelan defense minister will not threaten Donald Trump. And America don't need Trinidad and Tobago to take out Trump if they need to do that. They could do that in a snap of a finger. But the media highlighting something recently here, all the fishermen down Cedras and all about, how they scared and trial. I want to ask the fishermen, the boundaries, the maritime boundaries, that the fish or anything in the sea know the boundaries? These fishermen just go down there to bring up the contraband and all kind of thing. They know they can't go down there. And this is what they're worried about. I wonder if the fish know, well, this is the market, can't go cross back and go back here and go here. Look, this happening after. This media doing everything to pull along this government to make anything ISU. But they're going to threaten Trump. Because internationally, if you only do that, they'll move in on him. Only have a good day.
Oh, God, Lord, Father. Yeah, I'm telling you. All right, let me see if I can get back here. All right. Oh, God, boy. Same problem like yesterday, you know. The phone line has been hot, boy. I like it, you know. Morning. Share your thoughts. 28 minutes away from the hour, 8 o'clock. We got set coming up in a little bit. I'll take 2 more calls. This one and one other. Hello, good morning. Yeah.
Morning, sir. I want to comment you on one comment you made, the one where they came here to prostitute themselves to send back money. This is something people who in Trinidad need to understand. They need to really listen to some of these Venezuelans speak. When they were working in Venezuela, they were getting paid in US.
Right.
When everything fell, they had no choice.
Right.
We are a little bad too, and they came here to try and make something.
And I understand that.
Right?
But
So you couldn't, yeah.
But hold on. When I make that, caller.
Yes, sir.
I don't want you to take my statement out of context. When I make the statement like that, it is based on the reality that we have females, we have women that came from Venezuela who are involved in the prostitution trade. Is that a fact or a fiction?
It is a fact.
Okay, but hold on.
I take from that.
Okay, hold on. So when I make this statement, I'm not making it across the board holistically for all Venezuelan women. I'm talking about if you leave your country and you come to our next country for betterment and you cannot get a job anywhere else and you end up saying, look, I had to send money home for my family somehow, and you enter into the prostitution trade to make that dollar to send home for your family to have a dollar and for you to make a dollar, I'm saying the only reason why somebody would go to those lengths is because things are really, really bad. So that they're in survival mode now. They will do whatever they have to do.
This is what I take from it. This is what I was going to explain there. So if it's so bad there, that they can't even do that there to survive. They came here and they're doing it to survive, just to survive.
Right.
And that's why people must not paint all of them in the same brush.
Right.
I work amongst them. I sometimes try to help most of them that I could. Right? Hearing their stories, and then, you look at it from your eyes, not just their eyes. If you fall in that situation, how will you survive? How will you make it? What will you do?
Exactly, especially if you have children.
This is what I have learned. Exactly.
Yeah.
I spoke yesterday to a co-worker who's a Venezuelan. I said, "Boy, you ain't going back to Venezuela?" No. Where your family? Family in Venezuela. Why you don't bring them? No. You know why he not bringing them? Because of that one statement you made, but not in your context. The way other people normally would say it. Oh, I bring my wife here, and my wife had to go and work here. And you understand?
Right.
And you know, we talk bad about people that we should not, unless we know their story.
Understood,
Now,
and that's why.
With the war,
yeah.
The scene with the war, I agree to stop drugs or not. But if you hold, I always say this, even before this whole thing, if you hold all the pipers, as we just say, and lock them up, all the pipers, what will the pusher do with the cocaine? They will have to make tea and drink.
Yeah, my brother.
You understand where I'm coming from? But are they going to bomb a mansion that has steel walls, that we bombs and guns they have no effect on? And the piper still going by the back gate and buying. So he's still alive, he's still living.
All right, man.
Right? But what I'm saying is, if you lock up all the pipers and put them in Carrera, the pusher and the man who's shipping it and the man who making it, and they make tea.
Right.
And drink it, they sell.
All right. All right, cool.
Have a good day, sir.
Yeah, my brother, thanks. All right, I hear you. All right, I got to go to the break. That one's a little long. But, you know, this is what I'm saying. Even on the last point that you made, if you lock up all the drug addicts, what are they going to do with the coke? It's impossible to do that. You cannot stop something completely, right? Where there is a will, there is a way, and people in that trade tend to find a way, right? So we know it's about regime change. This is what I said it at the start. It's about regime change. On the issue of Venezuelans, I've said it in the past on several occasions. They just stop me in the road and talk to me, because they watch the program. So like I say, I'm not against Venezuela, the Venezuelan people, not at all. People will do what they have to do to survive, given the circumstances. But I have spoken to several of them. And over the years, the one thing that they've always said is they have to move that guy. They're not going back home until that man gone. That's what they've all told me. And I'm sorry, I didn't ask him that in his conversations with them as well. But I'm very sure that they would have told that guy the same thing. They're not going back. They're not going back there until that man is not there. Talk to a Venezuelan today. Ask them. And call me tomorrow and tell me to tell you something different. Anyway, we got set coming up shortly. I went a little long with the phone calls here, but let me get to this. Safety, Rigging and Lifting Services Limited. All right, has over 2 decades of experience in rigging and lifting operations in the construction, oil and gas industry, and services are available for offshore and land process gas maintenance for project shutdowns, turnarounds, etc. Some of their specialized services include lifting and rigging awareness training, aligning and contracting companies to client-specific requirements, supervision, coverage during planned projects and TARs, auditing and visual inspections, documentation review, policy review and development, site visits, both on land and offshore rigging, loft management, as well as risk management, risk assessment, for lifting operations. They offer expert guidance and support, ensuring safety, efficiency, and compliance with industry standards, regulations, and legislation. Their services are not limited to Trinidad and Tobago, as they can also provide these services in the Caribbean and South America region. For more information, feel free to contact them on 774-1498. That is 774-1498. You could also visit their website, safetyriggingandliftingconsultancy.com. And we also have Seth Wyall aboard. So Seth has the Holistic Health Clinic. He's coming up shortly, and it is powered by nutritional therapy. So stop managing those diseases when you could reverse them naturally. Drug-free, supplement-free, root cause healing through nutritional therapy. And you can call or WhatsApp Seth on 279-3935 or 761-1952. Book your appointment today. Rebuild your health from the inside out naturally. And finally, Flow. That's right. Flow is bringing the cricket action home. Win an all-inclusive finals home lime when you sign up for the Everything You Need plan. Plus, enjoy 25% off for 6 months. Flow, the official telecommunications partner of the Trinbago Knight Riders, and this is NLCB approved. We will be back after this with Seth Weil aboard. We're talking about hypertension medicine. Stay tuned.
Cricket is Caribbean passion, pure energy and pride. That's why Flow is proud to be the official telecommunications partner of the Trinbago Knight Riders for CPL 2025. Get a chance to win all-inclusive finals home lines when you sign up for the Everything You Need plan. Plus, enjoy 25% off for 6 months. One identity, one beat, one rhythm. Visit discoverflow.co to learn more. Promotion approved by the NLCB. Terms and conditions apply.
Concerned about the safety and security of your property? Then look no further. At Electromatic Gate Systems, they specialize in fabrication of gates, fencing, and much more. They also provide remote control access for sliding and swing gates and garage doors for residential, commercial, and industrial use. Have a design in mind? They can fabricate and motorize it into reality. Why choose them? They supply Italian-made motors backed by 10 years warranty, and you can ask about their lifetime warranty packages. Electromatic Gate Systems remains the sole authorized distributor for ProfoundNet throughout the Caribbean. Don't compromise your security. Contact them today at 333-GATE. That is 333-4283. Find them on Google, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, or visit their website at www.electromaticgates.com. Their team is standing by to assist.
Welcome to South Point Hotel Barbados, your gateway to a luxury oasis of tranquility, comfort, and impeccable service. Nestled along the popular south coast of Barbados, South Point Hotel is a true haven for those seeking relaxation, rejuvenation, and unforgettable experiences. From the moment you arrive, you'll be enveloped by an ambiance of serenity that effortlessly blends with the stunning flora and fauna surrounding you. The accommodations are spacious, elegant, and thoughtfully designed to ensure maximum comfort. Each room offers a perfect retreat where you can unwind, rejuvenate, and be pampered with the exceptional service of attentive staff. Indulge in the extraordinary at Driftwood, the in-house restaurant, where culinary excellence meets coastal charm. Driftwood's menu is a celebration of fresh, local ingredients, expertly crafted to create a dining experience that will take your palate on a delightful gastronomic journey the Bajan way. Whether you're here to relax by the pool, enjoy a delicious meal, or explore the enchanting beaches nearby, every moment at South Point Hotel is crafted to exceed your expectations. Book your stay today and immerse yourself in the luxury oasis that South Point Hotel offers. Discover a destination where every detail is thoughtfully curated for your enjoyment. South Point Hotel Barbados, creating memories that last a lifetime. For reservations, email them at reservations@southpointhotelbarbados.com or call 1246-424-7744 or check out the website www.southpointbarbados.com. Attention all bakers, doubles vendors, roti makers. Try Chic Leisha high-quality, unbleached, bromate-free, all-purpose and whole wheat flour. Bleached flour and bromate flour is treated with chemicals that can cause cancer, and this is banned in Europe and many other countries. Chic Leisha flour offers a healthier option, being that it's unbleached and bromate-free. It also has a finer grain and a softer texture, lower priced and conveniently packaged in 2 pound, 2 kg, 10 kg and 25 kg bags. Available at groceries and supermarkets. For wholesale and retail prices, contact Chic Leisha Limited at 665-3336 or 480-8715 or visit them at Warrenville, Canoopia. Chic Leisha Limited. Quality you can trust.
Air conditioning problems? Then look no further. A&K Air Conditioning Supplies offers you an easy solution for all your automotive, commercial, and domestic air conditioning needs. With 2 convenient locations to serve you, A&K Air Conditioning Supplies offers you an extensive range of parts and services, including pressure test kits, refrigerators, parts, front and rear evaporators for maxi taxis. They also cater for both foreign foreign and local automobile models like Kia, Hyundai, Honda, Nissan, and more. So pay them a visit today at either of their two locations. Number 36 Alfonso Street, Sangre Grande. Phone 784-2707 or 386-5700. And number 133 Corner Roland Street and Bonaventure Main Road, Gasparillo. Phone 312-2245 or 782-9720.
Open Minds Education, Trinidad and Tobago. Hear me now. Click in, level up. School up on your phone, you know.
Learn today, lead tomorrow. We're ready for your growth. Farm 5C6 adult class, take the oath. No traffic, no stress, just log in and post. Open Minds Education, TNT we both.
You want pass exam? Cool, we start that. Replay the lesson till the knowledge lock back. Real teacher with feedback, no copy, no chat.
Welcome to Car City Trading, your #1 supplier of brand new Korean auto parts. Come on down to lot number 78, Bamboo Settlement number 2, Valsane, between the hours of 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. Monday to Friday and 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Saturday to get your Hyundai and Kia vehicular needs. Car City Trading has everything your vehicle needs, from a brand new head and blocks to engine parts, transmissions, suspension parts, body parts, electrical parts, braking system, AC system, even the smallest sensor and much more. WhatsApp us today at 704-2246 or call us at 645-2603 and let us be your car parts solution. Be sure to find us on Facebook, Instagram and TikTok and look out for our monthly deals and promotions. Car City Trading, quality products at unbeatable prices.
Calling all choir. This is TNT's first gospel choir event of its kind. It's finally here. This is Divine Harmony. Choirs from all over the country will vie for over $250,000 in prizes. Semi-final round, the East-West Corridor, Saturday, September 20, Central and South Trinidad. Saturday, September 27, and Tobago. Saturday, October 4. To register, call 719-9599. TNT, get ready. This is Divine Harmony.
Everybody sing it.
Hey, boy, no, boy.
What's going on? Are you looking stressed out?
Why if you need no real pressure right now, trying to register for my associate degree? It's real expensive, plus I have no maths. I didn't pass maths. Real pressure. You know what to do right here. Are you looking happy, so?
But I must be happy. I get all my subjects, plus I get one in law. So I'm looking to go and register to do my law degree right now.
Serious?
But why you didn't do Form 6 like me? In LS, it's free, plus your parents could save money for your university as well. And you could even do your maths at the same time.
I could do over my maths?
I'm telling you. Let me go now and register.
I have to go and sign up for it.
But you sticking, you should have come here a long time, you know.
Well, I'm so glad you told me about this. I'm really thankful.
We offer a wide range of CSEC subjects and SAT prep classes. We are tried, trusted, and proven.
All right, so welcome back to Breaking Dawn this morning, people. So as we return, just now, Just now. Seth is getting ready to join us here via Zoom. We're 12 minutes away from the hour of 8 o'clock. Right. And while we wait on Seth, we want to remind you about elders. So, of course, congratulations on completing your CXC and CSEC exams. And if you're feeling uncertain about your next steps, look no further. Elders is excited to announce free CAPE classes, including CAPE Law taught by the esteemed Mrs. Pamela Elder Essie. Once you get the opportunity to learn from her, take it, as you know, and it FREESE. All right, disappointed with your CSEC results? Don't give up. Your journey isn't over. Step into success with elders classes, where a legacy of exceptional teaching help students rise, rebuild, and reach their full potential. And of course, they offer a diverse range of CSEC subjects and SAT prep classes at affordable rates and flexible times. Explore their offerings on Facebook and Instagram, and you can also reach out to elders on 627-8632 or 715-5480 for more details. Elders, tried, trusted, and proven. All right, so check them out today for the SAT prep classes and, of course, the free CAPE classes and, of course, CSEC and everything that they have to offer. Elders. Set is there? No? All right. Right now, oh God, he say laptop freezing. All right, that's now. We don't have, all right, you have a little, like everything freezing this morning or what? What is going on? Let's see what happens here. All right, just now, huh? Let me see if I can solve this problem in the simplest manner, because we press for time. So I had to do something. You have his flyer, right? All right, let's put the flyer in a split screen and put set while put up the information as we usually put it up. Yep, Set, morning. I call him there. Why this person calling? We'll do it via the phone line, because if you having a technical issue there, I don't want to. Yeah, morning, Set. Why not hearing him? He answer the phone. Yeah, morning, Set.
Yeah, morning. You hear me?
You have a laptop issue?
Yes, right now it's freezing up.
All right, but we could do it on the phone line. I know it's hypertension.
Okay.
But I know hypertension medication, but I know you like to show your information. That's the only thing we wouldn't be able to do. But we already 8 minutes to 8, so we could do it on the phone line.
Okay.
All right. So where do we start with hypertension medication?
All right. Well, with hypertension medication, there are about 5 different types of medication. All right. You have the diuretic. You have the ACE inhibitors, which stands for angiotensin converting enzyme inhibitors. And then you have the ARBs, which is the angiotensin receptor inhibitors. You have calcium beta blockers. And then you have beta blockers. All right?
Okay.
Now, they all work together in order to reduce blood pressure.
Just now, hold on, Set. Again, a playback there. Oh, you got onto the Zoom?
Yeah.
Chris, you see them there? All right, but I bring them in. Nice, man. Beautiful. Right, so Set, yeah, go ahead.
All right. Yeah, so there are about 5 different types of hypertensive medications. All right, you have the ACE inhibitors. You have the angiotensin, which stands for the angiotensin converting enzyme inhibitors. So that is designed to stop angiotensin 1 from converting into angiotensin 2.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Then you have the ARBs, that is designed to prevent the receptors for angiotensin 2 from connecting.
Right.
All right. So both of which are designed to affect what we call the renin-angiotensin aldosterone system from activating. Now the issue is, because what I'm going to do here, let me just share my screen here so that you can see what I'm talking about. So the issue is the fact that it is still not addressing what is causing those systems to activate.
Right.
All right. Let me know if you could see what I'm showing here, because I want people to actually get an idea of the medications that they are currently taking. All right. So tell me if you can see the screen here.
See that? Yeah.
All right, so these are ACE inhibitors, ARBs. So if people could look, they'll see the different names of their medications here.
But I'm familiar with the lisinopril and the enalapril.
Yes, so that's a angiotensin converting enzyme inhibitor.
Right.
Then you have calcium channel blockers. Calcium channel blockers, the purpose of that is to block the muscles and the heart muscles and the blood vessels from absorbing calcium. So what that would do is to reduce the contraction of those muscles because less calcium is going to it because calcium is responsible for muscle contraction.
Right.
So those muscles would relax more to reduce the blood pressure. All right. ACE inhibitors, ARBs, they affect angiotensin converting enzyme and they would block the renin-angiotensin aldosterone system. You also have the diuretics. Diuretics, of course, are going to help the body to excrete more fluids, so that would reduce total blood volume. All right, so as total blood volume goes down because fluid is less, of course, the amount of blood flowing through the blood vessels are going to be reduced, so that would also reduce pressure. Then you have the beta blockers. Across here, the beta blockers now, that reduces your adrenaline, so more so norepinephrine. So it reduces the stress response of the body, and therefore that reduces your heart rate and it reduces your blood pressure.
Okay.
Now, the thing is, with all of those medications, none of those are actually dealing or addressing the root cause. All right? None of them. For example, the one that dealing with, let's start with beta blockers since it's up on the screen. That's affecting the adrenal glands. But here is the thing. What caused the adrenal glands to trigger off in the first place? What activated the sympathetic system in the first place?
Okay.
It doesn't address that. So if it's not addressing what affects the root cause, it means the root cause is still taking place while the medication is suppressing a symptom of that. So that is going to result now in a confusion of the body. Let's take example 2 with the diuretics. So the diuretics is causing you to lose fluids, to reduce your total amount of fluids. You're losing fluids to reduce blood volume. But when your sympathetic nervous system is activated, that causes your body to hold on to fluids. So
Okay.
you're seeing what's happening here now. So on one hand, you are losing fluids, while on the other hand, your body is being signaled to hold on to fluids. When we go here now, when we go back to this here now, so your ACE inhibitors, this again is activated by the sympathetic nervous system.
Right.
Right? Your sympathetic nervous system, when that is activated, it causes your body to produce the renin-angiotensin aldosterone. But these are inhibiting the renin-angiotensin aldosterone, while at the same time not addressing what is activating that system. So let's say the person is on diuretics, because a lot of times they give you a combination of these medications. So let's say they're on diuretics, losing fluids. Renin-angiotensin aldosterone system is being activated because they are now losing fluids, losing sodium. So you're losing sodium because remember your electrolytes are stored in your fluids. So you're losing fluids, and then they have you on the ACE inhibitors. So the same fluids you're losing is causing your ACE inhibitors to be activated, so your body is going to produce more. All of this is just putting the body into a confused state. So you have the calcium blockers, the calcium channel blockers, blocking your heart muscles and blood vessels from absorbing calcium. So while it's preventing the muscles from contracting as it should, in order to reduce the pressure in the blood vessels, that is going to send your blood pressure up. Your heart and your blood vessels can't contract properly now.
Right.
So you know what that's going to do? It's going to weaken you, so you're going to end up with fatigue, right? Lightheadedness. All of these issues, you can't perform. Erectile dysfunction. You can't do much exercising. You're going to end up with things like enema because you're going to now have more water retention because you have less circulation taking place. All of this is happening simply because you're focusing on symptom suppression and not on root
cause healing.
right? And this is why medications do not fix your problems. And this is also why people with hypertension would see that one day the pressure is good, go on medication. One day the pressure is good, next day it high, or sometime in the day it fluctuated, going up, and then it going back down. And they're always back and forth. You're playing this game of seesaw with your health because the focus is never on root cause. Root cause have to be first and foremost. Should always be how you start off. Look at what is causing this issue. You must deal with it from the source. And the only way to do that is through nutritional therapy. You have to change your diet if you want to truly fix your health. And another big issue is that a lot of people are extremely impatient with themselves. When people come to me, they'll ask me, well, how long do you think do you need to be on my program for?
Right.
I will tell them something simple. You need to give yourself at least 3 months. At least.
At least 3 months.
Yes, Stefan, I've had people come to me and 2 to 3 days to give themselves. 2 to 3 days. Now, I don't think this thing working. You want the body to change.
Yeah, you see that?
Your system.
Okay. It happens to me. It happens to me as well. You know, I just start on something, and then after 3-4 days, I find it ain't working, I switch. That's my problem, you know, I've never been consistent.
And the reason for that is simply because we have gotten used to the immediate effects of symptom suppression. But how much people you know hypertensive for decades?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I was about to ask you, since you were talking about, all right, you talk about the symptom suppression that the medication will give you, right? And how it confuses the whole system is a, you know, the effect is a confused one.
Yeah.
So my question to you is, in dealing with people who have had hypertension in the past, if we're looking at root cause, and everybody's one will be different, but is there a common root cause, or what is the most common root cause to hypertension in your experience with people?
The most common root cause to hypertension are a combination of a couple stuff, which would be mineral and sodium imbalance, so they have that imbalance, insulin resistance, because insulin, people have to understand that not all the time insulin resistance mean you are diabetic. You are insulin resistant before you become diabetic.
Oh, okay.
Right, so insulin resistance, and then you have toxins or phytotoxins that block mineral absorption that people are consuming. All right, and then of course, what causes insulin resistance? Sugar consumption.
Okay.
Those are the 4 factors that comes together pertaining to hypertension, and all 4 has to be addressed. All right. Now I remember I sent you something last night there. And just to show people, this, I'm coming out with releasing my book.
Yeah. Bring it a little more to your right.
By
Nice, yeah, right.
I would be
you are not sick.
Releasing my book.
You are malnourished.
Yeah, you are not sick, you are malnourished. So this would be being published soon. And what I'll tell people is this. This is going to be the best book on nutrition ever written in the last 100 years. Now, Stefan, it might sound like a toot and moan horn, but I'm telling you, if you just read the first 2 chapters, you're going to see just how important this book is going to be, all right? And this is like just about 2 or 3 chapters of this book would cover my entire consultation.
Serious?
Right? And it's 17 chapters.
Wow.
17 chapters going very in-depth. You are going to understand all the mechanisms involved as to why people are sick. All right? Trust me on this one. I put a lot of effort behind this book because I said I have a lot of information in my head and it doesn't serve me just being right in my head. Right? And it has to be in a place and in a position where people can go and access it more easily.
Right.
Right? So when people come and do consultations with me and they get this book, right? Or people have this book and decide to come and do consultations with me, they always have a reference manual that they can go back to.
Right.
Say, right, let me go back, right, and they understand and they see this. I go into the history of the medical world as well. And here is the thing. When people that might say the book is nonsense, I have over 50 references, scientific references in this book,
All right.
Over 50. Because everything that I have shown and addressed is backed by data. Is backed. Every single thing. And that's what I want people to understand. So, what I tell people, Sedwire's Holistic Health Clinic, powered by nutritional therapy, we are dedicated to healing people by addressing root cause. When you read this book, you are going to see, right? You are going to see that this is the #1 option for healing. All right?
All right.
And I want to encourage people on that. All right?
Nice, man.
So, hypertension and hypertensive medications this morning, Stefan.
All right, nice, man. I think people would have learned a lot this morning in terms of the breakdown of the medication and what purpose it serves. And that's the thing, you know, they have you on. I mean, I remember I used to buy, that's what I tell you, I know the lisinopril and the enalapril because I used to buy that from my father regular. Right?
Yeah.
Now, they're relatively cheap, but still, the fact that you have to keep buying it and then you are dependent on this medication
for the rest of your life. That's what they usually tell you. Stay on it for the rest of your life for something that could actually be fixed.
Correct. And then too, it just shows you the money-making cycle of medication.
Yeah, think about it. 3 months nutritional therapy, then you learn how to eat and correct your nutrition for the rest of your life. Make that sacrifice, people. Make that sacrifice.
Yeah.
When they're going on what's your medication, cheap, but you have to take it for the rest of your life. And it's going to cause all these other metabolic issues. Remember, once you're on these medications, you're still medically classified as having metabolic disease.
Okay.
Right?
All right.
So you're not healthy, right?
Well, Seth, I look forward to the book. I can't wait to take a read in it and learn a few things. But as soon as it's ready, let us know. And let us know where it's available and how people can get their hands on it. But for now, people, I want to remind you to check out Seth Wiles Holistic Health Clinic. Make sure and check him out. And of course, book your appointment today and start that healing, root cause healing. That's what they deal with. And you know, Seth is always available to assist, of course. And you could call him or WhatsApp him on 279-3935 or 761-1952. So make sure and check him out today. Drug-free, supplement-free, root cause healing through nutritional therapy. And like the book says, you are not sick, you are malnourished. Seth, until next week.
Yes, thanks for having me.
No problem, man. All right, so that is Seth Wiles about on the inside there. He's got his book. I've been waiting on that book a long time now. He tell me he's writing this book. He put a lot of time, a lot of effort into it. And just like how he does these features where he gives you the evidence, he has all the evidence to back what he's saying in the book. All right, but we got to take a break. When we come back, we got some birthdays. Stay tuned.
Why just manage disease when you can reverse it? At Setwire's Holistic Health Clinic, we don't just mask symptoms, we focus on reversing illness naturally. Imagine freedom from medications and the cycle of dependence. Our approach dives deep into uncovering root causes without herbs, tonics, or medications. From diabetes and heart disease to mental health, obesity, and more, our personalized care is transforming lives. Ready to begin? Book your consultation today, either in our San Fernando office or online. Call or WhatsApp 279-3935 or 761-1952. Your health journey starts now at Setwiles Holistic Health Clinic, where transformation is within reach.
Calling all choir. This is TNT's first gospel choir event of its kind. It's finally here. This is Divine Harmony. Choirs from all over the country will vie for over $250,000 in prizes. Semi-final round, the East-West Corridor, Saturday, September 20th, Central and South Trinidad, Saturday, September 27th, and Tobago, Saturday, October 4th. To register, call 719-9599. TNT, get ready. This is Divine Harmony.
Everybody sing it.
Every day at the castle, long before we open our doors, our work begins. Our famous seasonings are mixed in advance. We select our fresh chicken parts and prep our delicious sides. Then we fire up the fryers and rotisserie oven. Everything is made with tasty local herbs, spices, and the same long-loved recipe since 1968. So, when you come in, remember that we uphold our culture and our taste just for you. We are your Royal Castle.
Attention all bakers, doubles vendors, roti makers. Try Chic Lisha high quality unbleached bromate free all-purpose and whole wheat flour. Bleached flour and bromate flour is treated with chemicals that can cause cancer, and this is banned in Europe and many other countries. Chic Lisha flour offers a healthier option, being that it's unbleached and bromate free. It also has a finer grain and a softer texture, lower priced and conveniently packaged in 2 pound, 2 kg, 10 kg and 25 kg bags. Available at groceries and supermarkets. For wholesale and retail prices, contact Chic Lisha Limited at 665-3336 or 480-8715 or visit them at Warrenville, Canupia. Chic Lisha Limited. Quality you can trust.
All right, so we're back. And we got to wrap things up for today. So we got 8 birthdays to deal with. So let's get to that immediately. Would like to wish Surig. You laugh, eh? Surigmati Mongru. Yeah. Surigmati Mongru, a happy birthday today. May God continue to bless her with health and happiness coming from her husband, Thakur, her 7 children, 6 grandchildren, and 2 great-grands. Also from her 3 sons-in-law and her sister and all of her nieces and nephews and all the rest of the family and friends. So happy birthday going out to Surigmati Mongru. All right. Also, we want to send some birthday wishes to Carlos Monroe Gopal from his daughter Kerry and grandkids Manny and Asia. And he's always locked on. Happy birthday, Dad. All right, so happy birthday going out to Carlos. Nice, man. We didn't get a picture of Carlos, though. All right. Also, got to say happy 10th birthday going out to Emily. Emily, happy birthday to you. And this is coming from Lazina and Amadat from Aruka. Your parents, Priscilla and Gwidson from New York. Your 5 siblings, your niece and nephew, and your brother-in-law. And may God bless you and wish you many more birthdays to come. Have a great day and stay safe. Happy birthday going out to Emily. Nice, man. Let me see what else we got here. Right. We want to wish, let me see, make sure I'm the right one. Yeah. So we got to wish a loyal fan of Breaking Dawn a happy birthday. Terry Mohammed from Shagonas. Happy birthday to you. He's been a fan of the show from day 1. Okay. Day 1 is going back to 2014, brother man? 2014, All right. All right, and he'll be celebrating his birthday on Wednesday, the 17th of September. That's tomorrow. Wishing Terry a lifetime of great health and happiness forever. Also wishing you abundant blessings and many more birthdays to come. Thank you, Stefan. Greetings coming from Cynthia, Deja, and Veer. Nice. All right. Easy, Terry. Big up yourself, man. I hope to see you at the Christmas party this year. Also, would like to wish Indrani Cheng Wing happy birthday coming from your daughter, Hannah, your husband, Glenn, and the entire John and Salandi family. Wishing you many more. All right. So, Indrani, happy birthday going out to you. Also, sending birthday greetings to Evan Nascimento, all right, in Barbados. Hey, yeah, man, Nascimento. What going on, bro? Nice, man. He's celebrating his 8th birthday. I think the first time they sent a birthday greeting to him is like 5. So like 3 years of birthday greetings. He celebrates his 8th birthday on the 17th of September, which is tomorrow. Best wishes coming from Grandma Jackie and Grandpa Prakash, as well as the Chinese family. All right? Ayong, Rupchan, and Bisesa. Have an awesome day. Nice, man. Big up yourself. Evan Nascimento. Also, happy 84th birthday to Mr. Samuel Sinatsing, coming from his wife Shirley, 8 children, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren. We pray that God will continue to bless you with great health and happiness. We love you. Always looking at this show from New York. Great program. New York Posse, man. What's going on? Easy. Happy birthday going on to Mr. Samuel, man. And finally, happy birthday going on to Jerome Simpson. Jerome. Jerome is an Amazon Warriors fan. We had a conversation by a barbecue place that we buy from regularly, Rolling Smoke. I want to pick up the guys at Rolling Smoke as well. They do a fantastic barbecue there on Tragrit Road, right opposite the Ministry of Sport. I buy there like 4 days for the week. All right? Maybe three days for the week. Yeah. But they do, the food tastes real good. Some young fellas there handling a little container that they've transformed into a food cart, so to speak. But yeah, boy, Rolling Smoke. Want to check them out on Tragrit Road. Happy birthday to Jerome Simpson. Have a fantastic day. And may the good Lord continue to pour his richest blessings upon you. From your mother, your father, your son Liam, your 2 nephews, your brother and sister, and the rest of the family. Enjoy your day, man. Easy, Jerome. Nice, man. I see Jerome just last week, you know. Yeah, man. All right, so I'll tell you what. That's it. Goodbye for today. Let's hope that the peace is kept and the fear meter goes down, and you know, we could be as productive as possible and be the happiest people in the world once again. So until tomorrow, have a great day. Breaking Dawn, we out.
Good morning. Welcome to Breaking Dawn.